Welcome to the show,
Guys, first show of the brand new year.
2014, year of our Lord.
Year of the Horse Lord.
Is it year of the horse?
Yeah.
Dude, was last year of the snake?
Yeah, I think so.
God, no wonder it was a good year for me. Guys, I'm International Funny Man Tom C., and that's my co-host, National Funny Man D. Marks.
Tom's a superpower. I'd say I'm a regional power of comedy.
Sometimes it's better to be regional, you know?
I'd say I'm the Mediterranean region of comedy.
Yeah, that's great. Mediterranean's a pretty powerful region.
That's what I said.
But anyway, guys, we're back. We missed you too much. What did you do over the break?
What did I do? What did you do?
Well, as you may know, I started my own fruit stand.
What? On
the side of the road. I had a kind of the way obviously since I started, it was successful.
Okay.
I had
what are you selling?
Fruits. It's a fruit stand.
Well, yeah, but what kind of fruits? Fruits is a broad category.
Well, listen, just all of them. Any of them I could find, I put up for sale.
An apple?
Yeah, it's a fruit, right?
Banana?
Of course.
Tomato?
All your hits are there. No, tomatoes are not fruits.
Good. Fruit cake?
No, I'm just talking. I did raw deal. Raw deal.
Is that what it was called? The raw deal?
No, it should have been. It should have been
a produce stand.
Yeah, it could have competed with Whole Markets. Whole Foods, is that it?
Yeah, Whole Market Foods.
You can tell I've never been there. Anyway,
wholesale market foods.
Yeah, I found the key to selling anything is to have good customer service. I had a policy of satisfaction and your money back.
Wow. So
everyone told me they loved it because then they got their money back.
Yeah, well, you can't beat that.
But we did make a profit because not only did some people were too embarrassed to say they liked it, but also I stole all the fruit. So,
well, that's the best.
Yeah, I really thought this one through. Anyway, so how are you going? How is it for you? You had 2 whole weeks of breaks.
Well, as is traditional for my for whenever we take time off, especially over this time of year, I really enjoy just stepping back, relaxing, and visiting my favorite opium dens.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot in the area. So which ones are your favorite?
Well...
Can you speak directly into the flower on my chest?
Yeah, of course.
It's blinking because it's the right time of year.
Oh, good. For opium.
We're not in hotel room 203 on the South Street.
Well, that doesn't sound suspicious at all.
With renowned opium dealer D. Marks.
Well, you have the Posy Patch.
Yeah, that one's a classic.
The Poppy Patch.
Obviously. Well, they have to call it Posy. If you call it Poppy Patch, everyone's going to think you're getting a bagel.
The Poppy Seed Bagel Company.
Okay.
You go down to the basement.
One's a little misleading.
You go down to the basement. You can get a bagel up top.
I feel like we discussed your opium habit before on the show.
Yeah, of course.
I guess when you have an addiction.
I was about to say, it's a virulent addiction.
Yeah, I guess it comes up more than once.
Yeah.
It's always opium, too. It's nothing else.
What else do you need? Opium's the best.
Okay, question 1. Do you get high on your own supply, or do you just get high?
I don't have my own supply.
You don't deal the dope?
No, I'm a patron.
Ah, well, okay. Is that like hookah? You just you go in, you have a casual conversation, and you do some opium?
No, you don't talk to anyone. You just kind of zone out.
In my mind, I'm picturing a stereotypical 1800s Chinaman. Is he there?
Yes.
Well, and that's
very much so.
That's good. That's
good. All the ones I go to have strict dress codes.
It's pretty authentic.
Tailcoats and everything.
I'm assuming there's a racist name. He's probably named like Ming or something.
Possibly.
Maybe Ying. Possibly Ding. Any of these right?
As far as I'm concerned, they're all correct.
Okay. Have you ever talked to anybody there?
No.
How do you even get the stuff then?
What do you mean, how do you get the stuff? You
buy
it.
Walk in and they just hand it to you?
Yeah, you go to a stall.
Okay.
Somebody sets up a pipe and then you...
I'm sorry, I'm new to this whole opium thing.
And then forever happens.
But when does it stop happening? Are you high as a kite right now?
No.
Well, maybe it would have made the show a little better. Didn't you think at all about the show?
No, I'm sorry.
Well, is that all you did?
Maybe. Probably, right? I mean, what else would I have done?
I feel like you can really tell the contrast between us, because I was out there making a difference, starting a fruit stand, and you were there getting high off dope.
Well, I was buying from children dealers, so I was giving them a future.
Better or worse is my question on that one. I'll let the audience decide.
Fair enough.
Guys,
We're happy to be back.
a lot of crap happened over the break. There was a Steam Winter Sale, which we didn't talk about at all.
No, because we actually went on break before that happened, which is weird.
Which is weird. But it totally happened, and we bought a bazillion games, which we will discuss if you're lucky, if you behave good.
If you were good for Santa.
Were you guys good for Santa? He does listen to the show. He emailed.
Oh, yeah.
He emailed because it's how he knew we were not good. That's how he knew.
Really, we're just saving him time.
I know. It's easy.
Yeah.
So that happened. No video games came out.
No
video
ones I
game
cared
news
about.
at all. Is there any video game news?
There was a announcement for the date of Ground Zeroes.
That was like today.
No, that was a few weeks ago.
Well, when is it then, Hotshot?
March 18th.
Guys, we're all going to buy that.
Guys, it's the super affordable price of $30.
Yeah, it's
for
like
a PS3. A PS4 is $10 more.
That's fair. I'm down with that.
But yeah,
I'm down with that. Anyway, whatever. We're just catching you up, guys.
Yeah.
But that's not what we did.
no,
That's not what we did. We had a Steam sale, and that's what all that matters.
that's
Because
the only thing that
now
matters.
D Marks is head over heels for Steam sales.
Oh, also, unbelievable cold snaps across the whole nation.
Oh yeah, we don't have to mention that because we're not a weather show. Sorry guys, weather report for right now. If it applies to when you're listening and where you are, it's cold out.
It's probably cold.
It's very cold.
It's probably cold.
Unless you're in Australia, in which case it's incredibly hot.
Probably, yeah.
No, it's like 104 degrees. They're having like record highs.
That makes sense because we're having record lows.
Does it make sense?
Maybe.
Do you know that they have a Santa Claus thing over there, but like Santa like chills out and he like instead has kangaroos lead him around?
Yeah.
And,
I
like,
also heard that.
But he's like in shorts and stuff.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
It's weird to think about. Like, when you're a youngster, a young American, you're like, yo, they probably just do it in winter of their year. But that's not how it works. You're an ignorant American.
Nope.
They do it in the same time, but they have summer garbage.
No different release dates for Christmas.
No, it's always
The
just
national.
It's just Christmas.
So international release.
Whatever. It's weird. It's weird to think about, but it makes you want to go to other countries and be born there, but you just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's
Normally
too late.
You missed the boat on that one.
You really did miss the boat.
Anyway, guys, there
Guys.
was a Steam sale. Tom C. and I bought some games.
So what did you buy, D Marks? It is your first Steam Winter Sale since your new computer.
It is.
So
it is.
naturally,
As we
I'm sure
mentioned,
you bought
guys,
the entire Steam catalog.
I bought a new computer, and then they did the Black Friday sale, also called the whatever it was called.
Turkey Day Jamboree.
Turkey Day Jamboree. Yeah, that sounds about right.
It was also a dance.
Yeah, Turkey Day Jamboree dance and sale. And let's see. According to my Steam account, I bought the following items.
Let's maybe zazz it up a bit here. Let's not go number one.
I wasn't going to do it quite that.
Okay.
All right, here we go. I bought Total War Master Collection, the
Wow.
Verdun 4-pack, XCOM Enemy Unknown, and Enemy Within.
Can we maybe get some deets about these?
I was going to give a whole list, because I haven't
Fine.
honestly played all of them. By that, I mean I haven't played most of
You
them.
know, guys, it's his first time. It's his first winter sale. It's okay.
I'm just saying. Relax. Deus Ex Director's Cut. Do you want me to list the ones I have played? Or
No, just list them all. Go nuts.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Go
The
nuts.
Witcher 2, Strike Suit Zero, Borderlands 2, Left 4 Dead 2, that was free.
Yeah, guys, that's
War
cool.
Game franchise, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Sanctum 2,
Sanctum 2 is going to be so good.
Artemis, Bridge Simulator, Rogue Legacy, Wasteland 2, and Iron Sky Invasion.
I'm going to imagine that Artemis was then comma Bridge Simulator then comma. So there's a
Dude,
game where you just,
I wouldn't put it past it.
Dude,
that
there actually is a game like that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's on Steam and it looks really fun.
Oh yeah,
You just it's like a physics game where you build fun bridges to try and withstand things.
dude. Do the simulator people make all the simulators? Because they always use the exact same font.
I want to say yes, probably.
Right?
Apparently
But they
those
use-
games are excellent too.
Oh yeah, I gotta imagine they're expertly made.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tom, what'd you buy?
I'm looking at it right now.
If you
Sorry.
scroll down, you should be able to.
Why? It's already here. What are you talking about? So anyway,
I thought that was in alphabetical order.
yeah, right. Anyway, what I bought. Well, I don't know why I dismissed you so hard there.
Yeah, seriously.
Played yet? I bought some dumb Borderlands DLC. I bought Wargame Airland Battle, which I'm totally going to play and looks awesome. And a lot of people compare it to
Yeah,
World in Conflict, which was an excellent game.
yeah, that's a game I do like a lot.
I bought Spelunky because it was like 5 cents, and also Epic Name Bro loves it. Bought Resident Evil 6 because I had too much money.
Yeah, that was I have too much money purchase.
Also, Gas Guzzlers Extreme because I have too much money. Rising Storm because I like video games. And I bought XCOM Enemy Within because I'm a glutton for punishment. That's what I got.
Yeah.
So what did we end up playing is the real question. We can all go through lists all day. I'm sure you guys have a long list of things that you'll never play too. But what did we spend all of our time on? I'm going to ask you first. What'd you do?
Deal. I played a lot of Enemy Within / Enemy Unknown, XCOM, and I played a lot of Rogue Legacy. I feel like I played a lot of other stuff, but honestly, I don't remember.
You don't remember what you played?
Dude, I feel like the only thing I did was Enemy Unknown and Rogue Legacy.
Well, let's see if that's true. Apparently played a second of The Witcher.
Yep.
Poker Night.
Oh yeah, I did play a lot of Poker Night because I was in the mood since we had our little poker thing.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Anyway, I also played Rogue Legacy. I actually played it. I bought it the day before Christmas, and I was like, this game's ridiculously fun. And then I was like, hey, play it. And then you did play it.
I did play it.
How far did you get?
I beat it.
Oh, that's pretty far.
Yeah, I beat the last boss, guys. For those of you who don't know, Rogue Legacy is a roguelike. You'd never guess. It's a lot like Castlevania
Imagine Castlevania with randomly generated castles.
and randomly generated heroes.
Yeah. It is a permadeath game where when you die, all of your progress is lost, except for the money you gained and something else. Money you gained and equipment you have and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you never lose equipment or skills or anything like that.
So when you die, you have to start a whole new run, a whole new castle, and you kind of do better each time.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's fun. Tom C does not think it's quite as unfair as I do.
It's not unfair at all. That's what I will say.
I think it's a little unfair.
Well, I would love to hear your reasons why.
That's just because like I said, the enemies are never playing the same game that you are.
How do you mean?
Dude, enemies can go through walls. Enemies do shit all the time.
Okay, see, some attacks can go through walls, but some can't. But it's always the same ones that can or cannot.
I don't know. I realize that, but just like you give XCOM problems just because the
XCOM is literally unfair. That game
XCOM is not unfair.
It breaks rules all the time.
No,
I do overhype how unfair it is because
No.
it follows its own rules too. But I just don't like the rules it makes.
Yeah, well, that's my
no.
that's
It's
my
me. It's me being a baby.
That is my exact problem with.
Well,
Rogue Legacy.
if that's your definition, you're 100% right because that's my definition.
Yeah.
So I take it back. I take it back. You're 100% right. Totally
yeah,
fair.
that's my only beef is that it makes up its own rules that you don't get to follow, but it does.
That's true.
But I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's like super It's like the controls are really good. I feel like sometimes it can be a little sensitive, but it's generally fun. I did play it all the way to the end.
Do you think it's unfair?
No, I don't think it's unfair.
Do you think the enemies are cheap?
I think the how do I want to put this? I think that the way certain enemies interact with the environment is a little cheap.
Maybe I can understand that. Maybe some of it's times it's misleading or confusing.
Yeah, it's not always as clear as you'd like it to be.
I would accept that. I also love it. I have not beaten it yet. I'm at the last boss right now.
Yeah, guys, I honestly thought I was never going to beat the last boss.
As a person who likes games that are more challenging, it's definitely up my alley because it is a game that involves you getting better at it as well as leveling up. You can level up all day, but you probably still wouldn't beat it. You have to actually be good at the game to beat it. Like, that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you don't like XCOM.
I do like XCOM, but I don't like it. XCOM. Okay, I like XCOM, but it makes me angry.
Guys,
I wouldn't have bought the DLC for XCOM if I didn't like it.
Honestly, guys, also I did beat XCOM for the first time.
Enemy Within?
Well, I never actually beat the campaign.
What?
Yeah. I got like very close to beating it, and then something happened and I didn't finish it.
Probably played some other game.
Probably. But I actually did beat it this time. I played it with the DLC, Enemy Within. Guys, Enemy Within is really, really good. I'm not 100% sure how worth it is for $30. Next time it's on sale, pick it up. But don't spend $30.
I spent $15 on it. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't spend the $30 on it. Just because it's not like... It does add a lot, but... DLCs that add just as much, like you look at a Fallout DLC, and that adds probably as much as Enemy Within does, but it's half the price. So like I said, don't spend $30, spend $15.
Yeah, I knew that if I wanted to try it, I wouldn't do it for 30. I will point out that I didn't know much about Rogue Legacy when I bought it, but it was $5, and I feel like I got my money's worth on that.
Yeah, I think I spent $6 on it.
Yeah, I might have spent $6. That was worth it for me. Some of these games like that, it was worth it just to take a risk on it.
Yeah, that's why I bought Strike Suit Zero.
How was that? We didn't talk about it yet.
I only played it for a little bit. Because guys, the whole idea behind Strike Suit Zero is that like it's like a flying game. What are those called?
Flight sim?
Combat flight sim?
Dogfighting?
Dogfighting, yeah.
It's not, you know what I mean.
It's like that, but also there's the ability that you can apparently transform into like a giant robot.
Which we're all into giant robots.
But like, I only did the tutorial mission, and the tutorial mission did not allow me to turn into a giant robot, so I gave it some time.
You lost hope.
Yeah, so I downloaded it. I'll probably get back to playing it at some point, but that was just a game that I just bought because it was cheap and I wanted to just give it a try.
Yeah, I bought it too. I'm going to try it as well. I always see it on sale. I'm always like, this looks kind of sweet.
Yeah,
it's only like, I think it might have been $10. But regardless, the games I've been playing Rogue Legacy, like I said. Rising Storm I did play for a bit. I played maybe 4 hours so far. It's really, really good. I've always felt like people talk about Red Orchestra and that kind of game. It's basically just the Japanese version of Red Orchestra.
Yeah.
They're always like, this game's are so hard because there's no HUD or there's no ammo thing that tells you what's going on or whatever, and you have to just figure these things out. It's not that hard. You can make the controls easier. Like, there's controls that, like, if you want to set it, you can make it so you have to, like, rack the bolt in, like, 3 different buttons and stuff. But the way it starts is...
People do hold those games in high regard, though.
They're good. It's really good.
Yeah.
But, like, the way it works now, you just press a button to reload, and you just press a button. If you hold the reload button, you check how much ammo is in your magazine.
That's cool.
It's really cool. It's all really fun. The shooting is difficult but rewarding. I found it to be kind of laggy, though, and, like, maybe the servers aren't as hot as they could be, but also my internet's terrible lately, so I can't judge anything like that.
Yeah.
But that game is totally worth it. I've been playing a little bit of Resident Evil 6. Here's what I'm going to say about Resident Evil 6. Okay, imagine you're watching a Japanese action movie. Okay. Now imagine if suddenly they changed everything to English, but also you don't speak English anymore. Now, also, imagine if the person who made the movie had never seen an action movie before. And that's basically what it is.
That's a good description.
I've only been playing the Chris campaign so far, guys, so maybe it's just that. But, like, everything, it's the stupidest story you've ever played with some of the worst controls and, like, purposefully tedious controls and menu system that doesn't even make any sense. I explained it before, like, when we talked about how I played it with L-Dubs, which is a terrible name still. But, like, they changed the way healing works, so now it's like an individual pill that you can take multiple at once, which is stupid and unnecessary. Going to the menu still doesn't pause anything. Your weapons now feel too weak, but also you get too much ammo for them.
They're even weaker.
Dude, it's... Okay, imagine... I like Resident Evil games because they make you feel good about using pistols.
Okay.
Pistols are always sweet in those games.
Can I correct one thing?
Maybe.
You like Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, sorry. I like Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Because Resident Evil 5 is not very good. It's okay, but it's still better than this. Honestly,
yeah,
it kind of feels like a downward slope.
I know that's kind of what I've noticed. That's why I was surprised when you got it.
Yeah, I've been in a pistol mood, and the Resident Evil games are great for pistols. That's all there is to it. Like, you play a game, you're like, pistols feel strong. Pistols don't feel strong in this one. Everything feels weak. You get way too much ammo for guns that don't do anything. So, like, it's ridiculous because you end up punching people most of the time, which is shockingly effective.
Well, in the other Resident Evil games, like when you got the, you'd get like in Last of Us, you'd get like shivs and stuff.
Yeah,
you would get those in other Resident Evil games. You get like tasers and like quick knives, and those were always the most effective because like a lot of times they just instantly kill people, and they're just like, why don't I just use the knife all the time?
Yeah, sadly, it's not that effective in this one.
Yeah.
It's kind of, but not really. But it's basically a mess. Like, it's fun. Like, honestly, probably the most joy I'm getting from it is Myra and Chris's incredible tricep muscles, which are like he seriously must live in a gym. You find him in the game, and he's like
You find his tricep muscles in the game?
No, the start of the story is like your partner appears as like, Chris, you've been a drunk mess in Russia, and we're come to help you get back to this mission. And he's like, no, I'm drunk. I've been off the grid for 5 months or whatever. Apparently, he's just sitting there drinking and working his triceps, I guess, because that's all he's got going. He's got the same haircut. Hair didn't grow at all. But those triceps are ridiculous.
Also, I like the fact that it's like, I've been off the grid for 5 whole months.
It's like,
not even a year. Haven't even clocked in a year as a
dude,
recluse.
it's like every bad action movie trope you could possibly imagine.
Dude, but that is kind of the charm.
That
about
is kind
some
of the charm.
games.
It really is. You're not supposed to take it seriously.
Yeah,
I can respect.
Because I frequently mention guys that I'm a fan of the Red Letter Medias, and they have a show on there called Best the Worst where they watch like B movies and stuff. And especially nowadays, Resident Evil is just like the B movie of video games.
It's on. I want to. I see. My problem is I want it to be on purpose, but I don't think it is.
Well, the weirdest part to me is always that like these are AAA releases.
I know.
Resident Evil games are big, like the numbered ones, like the ones that are canonical or within the you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The numbered ones are big deals.
People really like them.
But they're like jokingly bad.
They're Japanese. They're like the Japanesest action game ever.
I know, but it's like, it boggles the mind.
I know. We have a friend who was a huge Resident Evil fan, or at least used to be, and he actually returned this game. Like, it was the only game he ever returned in his life.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I played it for like an hour and I had to return it. And I absolutely understand why he did. If you're a Resident Evil fan, it is not a Resident Evil game. It is an action game with Chris Redfield or whatever. It's an action game with whoever you're
It doesn't
playing.
even look like that good of an action game.
It's not that good of an action game. It's not that great of a game, but it's. I'm just seeing where it goes, I guess.
I mean, I enjoyed parts of 5. I feel like they did a pretty good job with some of the teamwork.
5's okay compared to this.
Oh, I thought 5 was okay. Period. I didn't. Think
I would give you that.
I don't think it needed a qualifier. I thought the teamwork stuff that they introduced was fun. I liked the weapons choices.
Yeah, 5 is way better than this.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, it's just like every aspect of it. You're just like, this is what I don't even understand why you would do this. Like, it's hilariously like ridiculous.
Does it make you want to play Resident Evil 4?
First of all, I love Resident Evil 4, as you all know, but no, it doesn't.
Okay.
The thing is, Resident Evil 4 is just not. It's like not a Resident Evil game. It's like just. It should be. They should call it Leon S. Kennedy does some sweet stuff in Spain.
Well, the thing is, like that's. I feel like Resident Evil is a game series that could use a reboot.
Dude, I feel like they need to stop. Just get rid of all the old stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It needs a reboot. Like,
Yeah.
because they're so in love with like Wesker and like Chris Redfield
For no reason.
Well, they're like, because they always portray it as being like this big like. Chris Redfield is the only man who is my rival, blah, blah, blah. And, like, nobody cares, Albert Wesker.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Like there were some people complaining from 4. They were like, it's not the same story. That was maybe like a handful of people while everyone else had already bought the game. Everyone on Earth was enjoying
Everyone who
it.
already liked it.
Like, you'll have hardcore fans who are like, it's not a Resident Evil game. I'm like, who cares?
Dude, they must hold in high regards compared to the 5 and 6, though.
Seriously. I don't know how they even can, like, imagine saying it's bad anymore. I don't know. Anyway, I played a lot of that. Whatever. I didn't play much of anything else. If you want to know Gas Guzzlers Extreme, it's a pretty decent game.
Would you say it's extreme?
No. I bought it because I like Vigilante 8 and those kind of vehicular combat games. So it's not as good as those, but it's an alright game. It's passable. If you want a game where you drive around, shoot people with machine guns, that's the game for you. It was worth $8.
Guys, we're gonna see on the flip side of this break.
Bye. Guys, welcome back.
Guys, we're back once again.
Wow. What an exciting song that was. I actually know what song we're going to play this time because I told you we're going to play it. Do you remember what it was?
I do remember.
I'm proud of us both for remembering something for a couple of days.
It's the hardest task.
Woo-wee, that was rough. Normally we don't remember these kind of things.
Somehow we did this time. Guys,
it's a treat to be back.
we're so excited. The New Year's kicking in full gear. Tom C., do you know what that means? It's resolution time. What resolution did you make for 2014?
I wish I had a jokey resolution here, but I don't. Do you have a funny one?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you go first.
Okay.
I'll think of one. I'll copy yours.
Well, since it's the year of the horse, I've resolved to become a world-renowned horse breeder.
That's not a joke. That sounds awesome.
Oh, well, it is a joke for the sake of this.
Sorry. Ha 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 ha.
Thanks.
Anyway, so how are you going to do that?
Well, I have to find...
Talking breeder or rider? Why would you want to breed? Wouldn't you want to ride that?
Dude, breeders make a ton of money.
Oh, yeah, but so do riders.
Yeah, but I think breeders is more steady income.
Well,
'Cause you don't have to win races with your breeder.
That's true. That's 100% true. But you get all the glory when you're the guy. Actually, you get glory as a breeder, too.
As I say, you get super glory as a breeder.
Dude, that whole horse...
Because, if you're the guy who bred Smarty Jones or whoever that horse's name was, you're like the world's most renowned horse breeder.
I know, but wouldn't you want to rather be Smarty Jones, if you know what I'm saying? He's put out to stud. Or is he shot?
I don't find horses attractive, though. So
I know, but if you were a male horse, you'd have it down, man. Don't you want to be a male horse? Have you just maybe a resolution?
You're getting dangerously close to a word we easily could say.
Horseman?
No.
Maybe listen. Maybe resolution should be to become a horse. Nobody ever thinks about that. It's always, what can I do? I should be a horse breeder. I should be a horse rider. No one ever wants to be a horse. Where does it end? This racism.
Probably science.
Well, soon science will let us become horses. Guys, I have a great new invention that I invented. It's called horse pills. Only turns you into horses, though. Can't do any other animal.
That sounds a lot like just steroids.
Yeah, it is steroids. Horse steroids. So anyway, that sounds great. I'm excited for your breeding career.
Thank you.
Do you want to sell me a horse or something?
If you're buying, we'll talk after class.
It's going to be a long time. I haven't gone to class in many years.
Oh, right. Anyway, guys, yeah. So
until then,
we'll talk about video games. Because what else we got to do?
I mean,
What? Sorry, we're not entertaining.
Horses don't breed in a day. It takes them like a few days.
Yeah, it needs some downtime. Several. Anyway, guys, so here's the deal.
Several days of downtime.
I mentioned before the break that I played a little game called XCOM Enemy Within.
The break meaning this episode's break, not the break meaning the 2 weeks we took off for a break.
Good call. I played a game called Enemy Within XCOM, and for those of you who don't know,
3 Y's in it. Enemy. Within.
For those of you who don't know, I was a big fan of XCOM. Tom C and I don't feel see eye to eye on XCOM.
I want to like it more, but I have my problems with it. Which you guys are very familiar with.
Yeah, Tom doesn't like. You really, you only don't like one part, as far as I can tell.
My problem is that it bothers me how sometimes the enemies get free moves, and also the enemies seem to get all the advantages. It's a game there's a lot of heavy focus on RNG, which is random number generations, and they always seem to be doing better. Like, it's clearly stacked in their favor. The entire game is.
That's kind of how I feel about Rogue Legacy too, but
except there's no RNG. It's not a game based off random number generation.
That's true. But
anyway,
I do feel like the enemy is always stacked against you. Regardless, I'm a big fan of the original game Enemy Within or Enemy Unknown, and when the expansion Enemy Within that came out in October or November, I was very excited for it. I definitely wanted to play it. So with the Steam sale, I did buy it and I did play it. Now, the thing about Enemy Within is that it adds a lot, and it can be kind of overwhelming if you don't really know what you're doing the same way. But the main thing that they add is this stuff called Meld, and what Meld does is allows for 2 different things. One, it allows for genetic enhancements on your soldiers, so you can turn your regular dudes into more human than human. Popular Rob Zombie song.
Excuse me, it was a White Zombie song.
Who wrote it, do you think? Probably Rob Zombie, right?
It was probably that one girl in the band who loved the movie Blade Runner.
No, you're a liar.
I don't think Rob Zombie is the creative influence of Rob Zombie's band at all.
That doesn't sound right at all.
I knew this was a scam.
So it allows for genetic enhancements, or also, for some reason, it also allows you to create robo-soldiers.
Makes sense.
So Enemy Within introduces the ability to enhance your soldiers with genetic modifications, or it adds a whole new class. They're called the Mech Trooper.
Hold on, real quick. For the sake of ease, can we just call it XCOM Ew?
Ew. Actually, it's funny because that's what it always is on the...
Yeah, it's because that's what it is. So Ew allows you to meld.
It allows you to meld.
Mold.
Ew.
Ew.
So it introduces a new class. And for those of you who don't know, there are 4 original classes in XCOM Enemy Within. Or Enemy Unknown.
Spider-Man.
You have Spider-Man.
Psychology 101.
Yeah.
God, I almost made the joke before you and I screwed up.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a joke. Let's move on.
You have support, sniper, assault, and heavy. And the mech trooper is a weird kind of in between 5th class, because the way it works is that when the people go through the mech surgery, because they have to get your limbs cut off to become a robot, when they go
for some reason, by the way, they couldn't figure that out.
It's to help them interface with the suits. It's a thing.
You could probably think so.
It's a thing. Regardless, what's cool is that when you turn a guy into a mech trooper, they get a special ability based on the class that they were before, which I think is kind of cool. Like I had only 2 in the one that I did, guys, and one was I had a support lady, and she created a barrier that increases the defense of all the soldiers that were nearby her.
Yeah,
which was cool.
What was the other one?
The other one was a heavy, and it would basically just got more armor and damage reduction, I think.
I can respect that. Here's a question. When they become a mech trooper, do they go back to rookie?
No. They keep the rank. Actually, yeah, they do. Sorry. The thing is, they lose their previous class abilities, but they don't lose the stats that they gained through level up. Okay. So if you take one thing that I saw a lot of people do is, because guys, that game is a game that people metagame the S out of. Like, they really put a lot of study into stats and the most effective teams and blah blah blah, especially on the more difficult.
Yeah, obviously.
But a lot of thing is that I've seen people do is they'll take colonel rank snipers because their accuracy is so high. Because most other classes lose accuracy when they can become the mech troopers, but a sniper won't. So what a lot of people do is they take the highest grade of sniper and turn them into mech troopers. So you have really effective and accurate mech troopers as opposed to people who will be less accurate. Yeah. It's a whole thing. So there's a whole new skill set that you'll learn by becoming a mech trooper, but the stats that you've gained through leveling up, those don't go away.
And you can't level up again.
You can level up. You can. There's a whole new set of
Dude, that's what you'd always do then. By the way, you would love Fire Emblem. I can't believe you have still not played Fire Emblem.
I don't have a thing to play it on.
I gave you the super legal ROMs.
I know. I just haven't got around to it. Relax.
Oh my gosh, you would love that game so much.
You would like this game and you don't play it.
I played a lot of it.
You didn't play as much as I would.
Yo, I'm going to check my hours on that. Go on. I did buy it. I do plan on playing it.
I know.
You're going to be impressed by my couple of hours in this game. Just you wait.
I believe it. It's also cool is that the mech troopers themselves, they can get different class abilities, but also the suits can get different loadouts. So
okay, go on.
The suits themselves get different loadouts. So you can switch back and forth between them. Like if you have one of your mech soldiers who gets injured, but you have another mech soldier just waiting in the wings, he can don the other suit. It's not a permanent thing, which I think is cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah. Another thing, guys, that they add. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I had a really bad bubble in my throat.
Oh, great.
I had to take
Let's
care
talk
of it.
more
Sorry.
about it. 15 hours in XCOM. 15. What do you want from me?
That's more hours than I would have thought.
Yeah, totally, dude. I played the F out of it. It's just as hard, and I don't like it that much because it's so hard.
The other thing is that they add a new class of enemies, I guess you'd call it, called Exalt, which I personally think they just wanted to make alternative XCOM, so that's why they called it that. But that's a fan theory.
That's a fan theory.
But Exalt basically is like evil XCOM because they want to use all the alien technology to use it to take over the world. So what's cool is that Exalt can F you up in a couple different ways. One time I was researching Titan armor and I was one day away from finishing it and I was like, oh my god, Titan armor is going to be so good. And then they totally stole all my research and I had to start over again. It sucked.
That's stupid.
I was like, this blows. I can't believe you guys did this. And sometimes they'll steal money from you. Other times they'll sabotage your satellites and junk. So basically what you have to do is you have to send in operatives to root out Exalt cells within the XCOM nations, and you find out information where their HQ is, and then you go raid their HQ, and it's really cool.
No, I like that idea a lot. You've been telling me a lot about that part and how you had one guy do the whole thing. So
that was awesome.
Became James Bond.
I had a whole. I had one guy who did every Exalt covert mission, and he was start to finish the guy who single-handedly brought the organization down, which I thought was cool.
Yeah,
there's actually an achievement, a special achievement for that's like you kill a certain number of dudes with that guy,
Really?
like with your operative. It's neat.
Dude, I hate to say it. It's kind of off topic. But we are such losers for collectible things like achievements and stuff like that. Guys, I didn't want to bring this up. But we've recently become kind of big losers about Steam trading cards.
Well, now that I know how they work and like what the point of them is.
Yeah, like I never knew why anyone would care about this. But you kind of explained it to me, and now I'm like, this is neat. This is fun to have.
Yeah,
And it gives you stuff, but we like are total like anything that's a collectible thing that we can brag about, or like just look at the stats and be like, I'm a level whatever. We always fall for that crap. So like, of course, when you saw there was an achievement for that thing, you're like, I'm gonna do that.
Dude, I know there was some achievement for me in that game because there was one that
it's something that we both do. I remember I was like, well, I didn't get this one achievement in BioShock Infinite, so I guess I have to play the whole game again.
There was and another thing that they add in EU is the ability to give people medals, and medals you choose one of two effects, and when you choose that effect, all those medals that you get from now on to award to people, they will always choose that effect, which I think is cool.
That makes sense.
But one of them was the volunteer, which is something that comes up later in the game, is having your volunteer be like highly decorated so that they have all 5 awards. And I was just like, well, it would make sense if I gave this guy this award, but I got a feeling this lady's going to be the volunteer, so she's going to get it.
Going to pass the ball to the volunteer.
Yeah.
When you get the ball, pass it to Tucker.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
So I did get that, and I felt good about it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, obviously your volunteer is going to be good anyway, because
Yeah.
it's your mech guy.
Well, no, it's different.
Oh, is it your psionic dude?
Yeah, it's a psionic guy.
Sorry, I got that far in the game. I totally remember that.
But some people don't like. Well, a lot of people don't like. Sorry, let me start that again. I kind of lost my train of thought there.
It's okay. There's a bunch of bees flying around the studio today.
Dude, I gotta get the podcast rust off.
I know it's hard. You know, I'm always warmed up. What I did over the break was
We're past this joke.
I did like 14 mini shows by myself just to warm myself up.
Well, that's good.
I never let the rust fall off. It's like exercising. If you let it go, man, you just never get back into it.
Well, it's funny because I know a lot of people don't like they don't like EU because I think it's the same reason that they don't like is XCOM, this iteration of XCOM, because some people had problems with it because it's not the original XCOM, which I always really hate as a complaint because...
Well, what you need to understand is the people who played the original XCOM played it in like 1981, so they're like 55 years old right now.
Well, it's funny because people may not like Enemy Within or Enemy Unknown, but they really don't like the Bureau. That is a game people don't like.
Well, apparently nobody likes it.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't really make sense for anyone.
It seemed like the XCOM label was always kind of forced on there. If it was just like the Bureau and they just left it at that, I think people probably wouldn't have gotten so like worked up about it.
Yeah, they just called it the Bureau, and then there were still XCOM like ties in it, but they like made it non-canonically things. You know what I mean? People might be into that. But
well, it's cool because they do make some references to the Bureau with Enemy Within, like the design of the Exalt guys. It's like pinstripe pants, like work shirts and all that stuff. So, and a lot of people think that they chose that design element because of the way that the Bureau looked. I always liked that look. I wish my guys could dress like that because that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's weird. I wish you had a little bit more control over how you could make your guys look or customize them.
Oh, they totally changed that in Enemy Within.
Really?
There's like a plethora of customization you can do now.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like the Enemy Within just made everything a little better.
Yeah, it's really one of those. It's one of the reasons why I like it so much. But like, it's one of those things where it's like the way Brave New World worked for Civ 5. It's like, I feel like this is what they wanted for the game, and then for whatever reason, they didn't implement these changes. I feel like that's the same way with Enemy Within.
This is going to be a weird question. Would you say Brave New World is one of the best DLCs ever? In how you regard it. Not necessarily in like, was the content as fun as New Vegas stuff, just in the overall quality of that DLC. I mean, like the most worth it.
I mean, yeah, for as far as bang for your buck goes, Brave New World is definitely top tier.
Because we always talk about it. We always bring it up in like the conversation of like good DLCs.
But I always, like I said, I always feel like it's just stuff that they wanted to put in the game to begin with. And I feel like that's the same way with Enemy Within.
It's like putting the finishing touches on it.
I know, but you spend $30 on the finishing touches for a game you already paid $60 for.
I mean, if you already put enough hours into the other thing, and then it makes the game new again.
I guess people could go back and forth on that.
I don't. I think everything's great.
Well, that's good. That's a really positive attitude.
You
to
put
have.
it out there for me to buy it, and I'm going to buy it. 'Cause that's what I do.
But yeah, guys, Enemy Within, like I said before, don't spend the $30 on it. Get it when it's on sale. You can wait, but it is a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it. I would recommend getting it when it's on sale.
What if you haven't played XCOM and you want to start with that?
Well, that's fine. It's funny 'cause you can actually, when you will launch it for the first time, it'll give you the option to just play the vanilla version or to play the version with Enemy Within.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's not, which is a nice feature. I think I like that because I know not. Sometimes you might just want to do like the regular version. Sometimes you want to have robots. It is neat though that they do add special missions, and I don't know how much of that is the Slingshot DLC which I bought, and how much of that is actually Enemy Within. But it was cool because one of them was, guys, there are these aliens in Enemy Within. They're called chrysalids, and they're like these kind of like spider dudes, and they crawl around the ground and they stab you with their claws, and it turns people into zombies, and they're really bad news, and I really hate fighting them.
They always was a big pain.
Yeah, they were. It gets worse.
They're like, I'm just going to kill you in a single hit.
Trust me. It gets
yeah,
worse.
every enemy can like instant kill you in that game. That's also something that sucked.
You got to be really careful. You can avoid that, but it's just like the way with the roguelikes is. You have to be really patient.
Yeah.
You have to know what the enemies are doing, and you have to be really patient about it. Regardless, there's this one level which I thought was really cool, where these chrysalids, they use this whale as like an egg hatchery, and this fishing boat caught this whale. So the chrysalids took over this fishing boat, and they rammed the ship into this fishing village. So they're just spawning like all these zombies and chrysalids, and it's a big deal. So your team goes in, they fight your way, and you see that the whale is spawning all these chrysalids. Then you activate the ship's like tracking beacon thing, like it's GPS essentially. So then XCOM calls in an airstrike, and you have to like escape before the airstrike gets in. It's like really tense and really cool.
Is there like airstrikes all the time now?
No.
No.
Much to everyone's dismay.
Because they showed it in the trailer.
Well, yeah, it was from that mission.
It's still cool, but you know.
It is still cool. And it adds a lot of tension. And that's one thing that Enemy Within does well. It does add just a little bit of spice. Because I know a lot of people were complaining about the samey environments.
Well, lack of spice.
Lack of spice, generally, yeah. But the excellent missions are all like objective based. They add a few new ones that involve the like that chrysalid thing. So it just adds a little bit to make the game that much differenter.
Yeah, I was glad to buy it. I'm going to play it. I'm excited to play it. But it seems like you want to recommend it, but you also want to like warn people slightly.
I just don't want people to get confused.
All right.
Because like if you compare like Fall of the Samurai, which is also $30, Fall of the Samurai is going to be a better bang for your buck.
Oh, maybe $30 is a bit high.
That's what I'm saying. $30 is a bit high. If you see it for 20 or 15, buy it then.
Because I mean, you just made the royal mistake of reminding me that the Fall of the Samurai was its own thing and cost $30.
Well, yeah, that's
now
the
I'm
thing.
comparing things to that. Nothing is worth that much money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you compare Brave New World to Fall of the Samurai.
No, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of here. It should cost like $1 compared to effing Fall of the Samurai.
Yeah,
Fall of the Samurai is like the best DLC ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it's not standalone, guys. You have to have XCOM to play it.
It's not even standalone?
No, it's not standalone.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, forget it. Forget what he says. I say you shouldn't buy it and go buy Fall of the Samurai.
Okay.
Even if you don't like those games, just do it.
I guess I can't really argue with that. I guess that's fair.
Guys, if you want to argue with it, email us at sonsofvidya@gmail.com.
Yeah, guys. There's some slight changes coming ahead with some relocation issues on my behalf, but we should be keeping everything pretty much the same.
The podcast should be pretty straight up normal.
Yeah, once we get all the kinks worked out, which I don't think will take very long. I think we'll handle it.
It won't sound as good. Maybe it'll sound better though.
I doubt it.
Maybe we'll broadcast it directly into your ears. The future is
now.
Well,
that is one goal for this year is we figure out teleporting sound.
Yep, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah, I think we got it. I think
much
we're
got
almost
it.
there.
But guys, if you like the show, please rate us on iTunes or like the video on YouTube if you're watching it.
And give us and just send us emails because we like hearing from you.
Yeah, just go subscribe to our YouTube. Go look at us everywhere and love your lives.
It's going to be So good.
Guys, we've given you a few compilations of these things, thanks to a fan, Calvin Gilmore, who is a rad dude, and we love him to death. But now we're going to give him a couple more things to add to that, because we're doing
Speed Reviews. First Speed Reviews 2014 is the top 10 obscure early GameCube games.
Get ready for some groaners.
Number 10, Bloody Roar Primal Fury.
Bloody Roar Primal Fury is an awesome game, and it was really, really good and fun, and it's like one of the weirdest Bloody Roar games, but it's incredibly awesome. 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite games. Bomberman Generation.
Bomberman Generation is the prequel to Rogue Legacy, and each generation of Bomberman is a different Bomberman, and he bombs things, and you gotta bomb. Gets a bomb out of 10. Number 8, Bomberman Jetters.
Bomberman Jetters is a game you play as a jet, and you bomb things, and it's pretty straightforward. 0 out of 10. Smugglers Run Warzone.
Smugglers Run Warzone is a game where you have to sneak in behind enemy lines and give them a big old hug, and that's gonna solve all their problems. Gets a 10 out of 10. XG3 Extreme G Racing.
Okay, this game, no joke, was a game where you play as women who are half motorcycles, but they also wear G-strings. So I've only ever seen advertisements in like print magazines, so it looked really good. 10 out of 10. Cubivore, Survival of the Fittest.
Cubivore, I assume, is a game where you eat shapes.
Yeah.
So my money's on probably Cone. Gets a 10 out of 10.
Seems like a no-brainer.
Number 4, Eternal Darkness, Sandy's Requiem.
Okay, another really good game. Eternal Darkness
this is a
like
quality
It's a
game.
masterpiece, dude. If you haven't played Eternal Darkness, go do it. It's like super good. 10 out of 10. Aggressive Inline.
I always thought this was like a fake game. I also saw like print ads for this in magazines and stuff, and it always looked really cheap.
Cover looks like a Tim and Eric.
Yeah. So I'm giving it a 1 out of 10. Number 2, Turok Evolution.
Yeah, real obscure guys, the Turok series. No one's ever heard of that. Whatever. 1 out of 10. Yu-Gi-Oh! The False-Bound Kingdom.
I played one Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game one time, and it was pretty fun.
Really?
Yeah. I got it free with Shonen Jump. You remember that?
Yeah.
Guys, gets a 10 out of 10.
We did it!
Guys, we're going to catch you next week.
Thanks for coming back.
See ya.